and welcome back to the channel for what is my official team reveal for AFL SuperCoach 2024, and I'm really excited for this one. It was really nice to get a little bit of a sample size of round zero and see exactly what players were going to be traps and which ones we needed to jump on. It was some really great intel. So yeah, I can't wait to get into it. Can't wait to showcase my team. Yeah, it should be a good season. I've invested in the new webcam. You probably see it's a little bit different to the one that I've got. I think it's definitely a lot better. Just sort of adjusting the brightness, and I've got to get the app for it, the Logitech app, but I'm having some difficulties with that. So yeah, hopefully I can fix that problem. But yeah, it should be good. Pretty excited. Yeah, can't wait to get stuck into it. Yeah, make sure you follow my Twitter. I think I just ticked over 2,000 Twitter followers. Yeah, you guys are all insane. Thanks for getting around it. I do all of my last minute team updates and just thoughts on the game, thoughts on players, all that sort of stuff. Really good Twitter community we got on there as well. And if you're interested in joining some leagues, there'll still be a couple more league code reveals I'll be posting on my Twitter. So make sure you give me a follow if you want to get in on the action there. And also, I'll be doing round reviews every week. That's about it on as far as the YouTube channel goes. Not really too many plans for it. I plan to keep it pretty simple. But I will be doing the Saw Play podcast with Jonathan and DR on DR's channel. We've just joined Spotify, so yeah, those that want to listen to it just on the audio side of things, yeah, make sure you follow it on Spotify. And yeah, every Wednesday night we'll be recording. So yeah, we'll be doing the podcast, which will be really nice. We've just done a merch drop as well. DR's just got some beanies and some t-shirts delivered. So yeah, we've actually got a website too that Janif's just put out. So plenty of work going into it. And yeah, if you want to get in on that, yeah, make sure you suss out that, because yeah, we've got some SuperCoach merch coming, and yeah, really excited. Can't wait to wear the beanie in the round reviews when it's winter and bloody freezing cold. But yeah, a couple of housekeeping things. But yeah, really keen to get stuck into the team. And yeah, I won't waste any time. And we're going to start with our D1 sitting right there in front of us, and it's Nick Daicos. Now, I have faded Nick Daicos all preseason. I haven't had any interest in him whatsoever, but the ownership just keeps going up. And yes, he's got his bye. Yes, he's got Finn McGuinness early, but think about all the years previously where you didn't start Gary Ablett or Patrick Dangerfield because of, they might have a tag or a buy or something like that, or they're too expensive, and then they just make you pay every single time. I think it's going to be like that with Nick Daicos. I think I just want to go down with the sinking ship. I don't want to anti-pod him because it's going to be a really tough watch early. And Nick Daicos is in 69% of teams for a reason. I think it was 70 yesterday, so I don't know why people are getting cold feet, because he lit it up against the Giants. So I really like Nick Daicos as a pick. He's going to be unreal. Really nice VC option if there is a buy. I don't plan on starting a loophole. We might. We'll talk about that later on. This next pick here has been a toss-up between Tom Stewart and Dan Houston, and I've landed on Dan Houston. Why? Well, his run at Adelaide Oval is going to be really nice. He plays 4 out of 6 games there early. And then, yeah, just a plethora of home games, and he loves it there. He averages a 114 at that venue. He has the best buy, which is the same one as Fremantle, so it's not going to hurt you too much. And talk about ceilings. This bloke has a really high ceiling. Yes, there's been some floor games of last year. Hopefully they're out of his system and he can sort of have a little bit more of a consistent year. But 9 games over 120. Got notes here, so I actually know what I'm bloody talking about. But yeah, 9 games over 120. I love that ceiling. Yes, one of them was against my beloved Dons, where he kicked the goal after the siren. Broke my heart. But yeah, I think he's more than capable of backing it up and being a top 6 defender for this year. He already was last year, but if he can cancel out those really ordinary scores, because his floor was pretty low last year, if he can just sort of be a little bit more consistent, I reckon he can genuinely be a top 4 defender. Maybe. We'll see. But I like value. I'm going to pay out for rookies this year. And starting Stewart over a Dan Houston is going to free up about 40k for me. And that's a lot of money in a SuperCoach sense. So I really like Dan Houston. Presents a lot of value for me. And I think he's more than capable of getting well into the 600Ks early. So, yeah, really nice pod as well. Only 10% of teams, which I really do like that. Next bloke here, Harry Sheasel, absolutely lit it up against Collingwood in the preseason practice match, and the role is there. He will be playing off halfback. He looks unreal. It's like another Dacos. It's so good to watch. It's the best role in SuperCoach. So, and he's so cheap too, like mid 500s. Like, hell yeah, I'm taking that every day of the week. And then the next bloke, I mean, he hasn't left my team all preseason. He shouldn't leave anyone's team. He's playing inside mid, so Hayden Young, 100%. He's going to be a great pick. I don't need to go into that one at all. Next one, Zach Williams. Now, I did try fade him for like a Massimo D'Ambrosio, but it's just too tough. But I saw enough. I know he's got a pretty shit buy. It is what it is, but he's going to be in a lot of sides, obviously. And he's taking kick-outs. He's just got the most junk role in SuperCoach at 216k. I mean, I'm pretty sure he turned up against Brisbane. So really nice. That's going to be in his system too. Like, yes, we didn't get that on field, but he's definitely going to go up and be a really nice cash grab. So yes, his durability's already got question marks, but let's hope he makes enough money in the short term. So if he does get injured, it doesn't hurt us too much. And we'll go for the rookies. This is the rookie setup. So Blake Howes, 2 really good games. I think he's going to be a little bit of a distributor there. In that Melbourne back 6, so I like him. He's my favourite on-field option. We're going to run with Gibcus. Computer's a bit slow. Is what it is, especially when I record. I got this new camera. It's all just happened, so might take a little bit. You have to bear with me there. But yeah, Gibcus I really like as a rookie. I think he's just a really nice. I think he will average 65. I don't think you have to start him, but I just like his job security, and I think he'll just be a really honest as a day's long type SuperCoach pick, and good enough cover. I mean, when players have their bye, when Williams and Howes have their bye, I know he shares a bye of Howes, but I think Caulfield's good cover as well. When Williams has his bye, I think Gibcus is a really fair and reasonable D6 to come on, or D5, depending on what Howes has done. But this is the back line. I'm pretty happy with it. We'll get stuck into the midfield where, let's be honest, this is where the team can be won and lost. I've made a lot of changes in the midfield, and I'm pretty bloody happy with them. M1, and always has been M1, Marcus Bontempelli. He is going to be my straight-up captain every single week. I don't care. I'm not starting a loophole. I'm not looking to start a loophole. So I think he's just so safe, and I just bloody love him as a pick. So I know he's expensive, but rightly so. He's just got the runs on the board, and he's robbed of 2 or 3 Brownlows already. I know last year he was robbed by Neil, and then in 2021 he was robbed by Ollie Wines. So yeah, I think this is a year where the Bont just fires up, and I think it's a 2-horse race in the Brownlow, I reckon, between Marcus and Dacos. So I really like him as a pick. Enough said on Bonds, but this next pick, as you would have seen from the thumbnail, it's a bit outrageous, but we're going Tom Liberatore. I love Libra as a pick, and what I love about him the most is his ownership. 6%, I think it is. Yeah, it is. I got my phone in front of the ownership, so I can't actually see that with me notes on it. A bit of a cheat sheet thing there, but Libba, mate, he's going to be unreal. So if you cancel out that 20 score he had against Hawthorn, I think in the second last game of the season last year, he basically averages 120. I mean, yes, he is getting a little bit old, but he's only getting better. I mean, he's just an inside midfielder, and I don't know if he's going to be the best captaincy option every week, but I just think he's someone that's going to score anywhere from 110 to 140 all the time, every week. Like, yeah, you take out the concussion game, and yeah, he hasn't stepped a foot wrong. And if it's a Saturday afternoon at like 1 o'clock or something, Bulldogs are playing, and it's just pissing down at the G, like, chuck the VC on him, because that's where he will score well. So I like Liberatore, and I'm all for it. I'm all for the pod. No butters concerning. I did a poll on my Twitter. Who would people prefer? I think 51% said Butters and 49% said Libba. But I like Liberatore personally. I think he's a really good pod. And these two. It's gonna be fun watching Dogs mids, and yeah, I just can't wait to watch these two go to work. I didn't own Liberatore all year last year, and it was a tough watch because people were starting to jump on, and yeah, it's just every single week, like Libba and English were making me pay. So yeah, not this year. I'm picking Libba, and I'm pretty happy with it. Next pick here is Tom Green. Now, yes, he has a bad bye, and yes, I did plan on doing the DR strat of sideways trading him after his first 2 games against North and West Coast. But what I'm actually going to do is back in my rookie cover and just hold him, because I'm going to do that same strategy with another player, which you'll see later on in the video. I'll explain that. But Tom Green, I think I'm going to hold him for the whole season, because I reckon he's easily a top 5 midfielder. I mean, these 3 here, I genuinely reckon they could be the top 3, because we're seeing some regression. Like, Petrarca didn't look like himself. Oliver, far out. Hasn't he put on some weight? He just looks sluggish. I don't think Clayton Oliver's even going to be a good pick at all this year. Still had 30 disposals, but sloppy as all. Like, Rory Laird's going to be playing a little bit more forward. Zach Merritt's going to be a gun, but obviously he's got the Finn McGuinness tag round 1, so you can't go him. You can get him a little bit cheaper throughout the season, but I reckon these 3, you can't go wrong personally. So, yeah, I'm going to back them in and lock in the 3 Uber premiums. And then I'm going to go... Oh, why did I spell it like that? Hang on a second. Nick Martin. So this bloke's going to get DPP 100% in round 7. When everyone's played their 6 games. He will be a really nice swingman down back, which will help for buys. Look really good against Geelong. Had that role. Had 30-odd touches. Still kicked 2 goals. Like, really looking like another Nick Dacos player. I think he's really going to clean up our ball use from Essendon. And at 490k, I mean, he's just... Yeah, I can't see a way this pick's going to fail. He just looks fantastic, and yeah, I think he needs to clean up his ball use maybe a little bit. I does panic at the odd time, but look, I think he can work on that, and throughout the season, I reckon he's going to be a really nice keeper. Definitely, possibly a top 6 defender, if not top 8, and then yeah, I'm happy to cop that at that price. So that is that is all good. And the next bloke is the bloke that robbed Bonampally in 2021. Nonetheless, we're going to go Oliver Wines. Absolutely love him as a pick. All pre-season, Ken Hinkley has been saying he has been the number 1 mid, and it's true. He's been number 1 for CBAs ahead of Rosie, Butters, and Horn Francis, and Boak. He's looking really good. 463k. I think he's probably a mid 500k player, pushing 600, maybe 580. So I think that's where he should be priced at. So at that price, as a starting pick, happy to do that. And then yeah, when he does become, what am I trying to say here? He does become like a M9 for me type thing. You know, happy to maybe loophole him at the end of the season, just see how it plays out. But I like Ollie Wines. Got a good buy as well, so that's always good. Rookies, so Colby McKercher, he's playing off half-back. I think he's a really good option, obviously. Going to be very highly owned. All these guys here are very generic, and rightly so. So, yep, Sanders, he looks good. And then we're going to go Huswaite. Jeez, it's so bloody slow. I don't know why. Every time I try to do a team reveal, the weather, even though it's March, the weather's always hot. And when the weather's hot, like it's even, I'm bloody cooking right now. Yeah, it gets pretty tough on the computer. Its fan starts going off. So yeah, apologies if you can hear that on the microphone. Matt Roberts, he's my cover. So yeah, when Tom Green has a bye, I feel completely comfortable fielding Matt Roberts. He's looked really good. I think he scored a 90 and a 70 in the 2 practice matches, so that's fine. Or the first practice match, and then against Melbourne in round 0. We're also going to go Wilson. But Darcy Wilson, he's that DPP link. I like having a bit of forward DPP in the midfield. That's going to really help the buys, I reckon. So we're going to do that. I think, and Darcy Wilson, he's someone that I reckon will actually score really good in round 1. I reckon a lot of people will overlook him. I reckon he could genuinely score 100 against Geelong. He's just that sort of player. Like, people are going to sleep on him, myself included, but he could be that guy that just goes off his head. So the ruck and the forward line, this is where the team gets super dicey. And when I say dicey, I mean, yeah, it's just crazy. So R1, well, most people have Max Gawn, and some people have English. What have I done? I've gone neither. I'm actually going to go Luke Jackson. So the plan of attack here is Luke Jackson. I assume he plays 3 to 5 weeks without Sean Darcy. So when Darcy comes back, I'm hoping to jump on Gawn after his bye. So Gawn's got a really bad score in his system already. So I don't think, even if he does come out and score really well, which I fully expect him to do, I don't think he's going to be too far out of reach. Where Jackson, I see the complete opposite. Without Darcy, like his scoring is just off its head. So I reckon he's going to really cash out. And then, yeah, when Darcy comes back, I'll be able to do that trade and I'll miss Gawn's buy. I think that's a nice strategy to have. And I'm going to have buy cover for the rucks the whole time because we're going to go Grundy. Where if you go Gawn, Grundy, and then on the bench, hopefully this bloke actually plays throughout the early stages of the season. But Naismith, like Gawn and Naismith share the same buy. So I'd rather have Jackson up until Len, and the cover's just really good. So yeah, we're looking to flip Jackson really early. This is a sugar hit pick. This is not someone I consider as a top 2 ruckman. Definitely a top 6 forward player, but like he's going to get to a point where I reckon he could get to 620k. And then Darcy comes back, impacts his scoring, probably averages 90 again, jump off Jackson, and then pick up an English or a Gawn. Like, Gawn's game has been worked out, I think. Grundy's really started something interesting because you notice, I watched it really closely, every single bounce, he would run over to Gawn and sort of fend him off because you're allowed to do that now. And Gawn was just rattled. So what's stopping Tim English this week from doing the same thing? So I think sides are going to sort of do their homework on him and work Maxi Gawn out. So on that, I actually think Jackson short term is going to be a better pick than Gawn without Sean Darcy. And the buy's good too. Like, you don't cop it here. You're always going to have 2 playing rucks where, yeah, as I said before, with Max Gawn here, Naismith comes on. They both have a buy. You only get Grundy. I know it's best 18, but still every single points count. So it's a little bit of a strategy I'm happy to do there. Could come back and bite me in the arse, but this is what I'm thinking. I mean, am I wrong? Is fading Max Gawn? Yeah, it's going to be a tough watch every week. I know that because he's a freak, Max Gawn. We know what he can do once he gets going, but I like Luke Jackson early days anyway. For the first month up until hopefully we time it really well. And, you know, Sean Darcy's coming back around the same time Max Gawn has his bye, and then you can do that flip. But look, what's to say that Sean Darcy doesn't come back in round 2, and then Jackson's scoring just goes down the drain? Like, you wouldn't know, but that's the gamble I'm taking. I wouldn't advise it on anyone, but yeah, we got 40 trades, so yeah, a little bit of strategy I think couldn't hurt. Why not sideways trade and do a little bit of a quick cash grab, a little bit of a BBL strat, I reckon, doing that. Like, you're not picking Jackson as a keeper overall, but that really nice quick cash grab, and then you're away. So I like that. And then we're going to go. So yeah, Grundy looks really good. Don't need to speak on him. Everyone should have Grundy, and yeah, Naismith, he's the only cover we've got. If not Naismith, I think you just got to start a loophole and do Winstone, and that way, yeah, you definitely want to. You're definitely not going to have any cover because if without Naismith, there's no one. So it is what it is. And in the forward line, I'm going to do the exact same thing with Isaac Heaney because his CBAs are up. No Parker, no Adams, and he's playing midfield like he should have fucking 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago even. I mean, he's just playing some seriously good footy. He looked amazing. So I'm waiting until those blokes come back and then he sort of gets pushed out. So short term, I think Heaney's going to be really good. And you might be thinking, Spills, where's Sam Flanders at F1? Well, Sam Flanders has a bye really early. So what I'm going to do is wait until Flanders comes back from his bye and then possibly sideways trade Heaney to Flanders because Heaney's got a bye literally, a couple of weeks later with Collingwood, with Nick Dacos. I don't want all these bye players coming back. So I'm happy to burn a trade, go down to 38 possibly by flipping Heaney to Flanders. So I miss Flanders' bye and I miss Heaney's bye. So my 2 F1s at the early stages are missing a bye. So it's another really aggressive strategy that I don't advise anyone else really does. But this is a gamble I'm willing to take. And I think it's all about total points. So yeah, I think Flanders is going to hurt me short term within the first sort of 2 weeks, but then has that bye. Hopefully he doesn't get too out of control. Remember, Heaney's got that. I think he scored 145, so he's got that in his system. So he's going up too. So it's not like I'm not going to be able to reach Flanders because Heaney, and they're both going to be going up in price. So I'm going to cash out there if that makes sense. Aggressive approach, but I really like the way I'm doing that. Zach Fisher, 37 touches against St Kilda, has to be done. Looked phenomenal. Best game I've ever seen him play. I don't think the points like that, just the disposals are sustainable, but I do think he's going to be a good pick. We got James Jordan. He looks okay. He's my favourite pick around that sort of Fife, Harms, And you got Jordan. I'd rather Jordan out of the 3, so we're going to go with him. I think the role's pretty good. Shit buy, shares with Heaney. But look, as I said before, I'm not going to be owning Heaney by the time Jordan has a buy, so I can cop it. It does not matter. It doesn't worry me one bit. And then we got the most highly owned player in the competition. I think in Supercoach history, what is he, 72%? Yeah, that's getting up there, isn't it? That's very highly owned, Harley Reid. Now, I faded him in my last team update. I'm happy to cop that. I do not regret it because Harley Reid off halfback, no way. I'm not copping it. He looks shit. Just not the role for him. But then you look at him against Adelaide in the Community Series, and then playing sort of inside mid, fending off, bit more half forward, scoring. I think he scored about 70 or 80. Yes, please. That's the role we're after. So, yeah, if he plays off halfback, I think this is the sort of pick where you could sort of fade. But he's in so many teams that it doesn't really matter. But as long as he's playing that sort of inside midfield role at West Coast, which I think he will because they look bloody shithouse, I think he's going to score really well. So, yeah, Harley Reid, we like that. I'll smash these rookies out. I won't waste too much time. Windsor. A lot of people sleeping on Windsor. Only scored 58 or 59, but look, playing on a narrow SCG, Sydney had the game on their hands. I think when he's playing the Bulldogs on an open MCG, he's going to score really well. I feel like he's the type of player that if he plays at the SCG, the Gabba, GMHBA, like those sort of narrow stadiums, I feel like he would be the sort of player to score like 50 to 60. But you put him on an MCG where it's just big and open, he can run. I reckon he could actually score 80s. So, yeah, I'm just going to judge fielding him by the venue that he's playing at. So, I like Caleb Windsor. I think he's going to be fine as a rookie. I don't think he's a must-have, but I just think he's good cover, especially for these buy players too. There's Sexton off halfback, 115 I think he scored in the practice match. Can't remember what he did yesterday. I think it was 70 or 80, similar to Harley Reid. Looks great, so we love big sexy time at F6. Happy with that one. And they're paying up for rookies on the bench. This is my strategy. I'm happy to do this because, well, I'm doing these aggressive sideways trades, and Jordan's got his buy. Like, I'm happy to have Lazaro coming on for him. I'm happy to have Roberts coming on for Green. So yeah, if you're going to start players that have the early buy, you want to take a really good hard look at your cover. And then the last pick we got here is Aaron Cadman, who, look, I can take it or leave it. I can't think of anyone else I really want to pick at that position. It's just one of those ones where you could probably just start a loophole there. But look, we're just gonna pick cutters and just see how it goes. But this is the team for season 2024. We're gonna save it, and any sort of late changes I make to this squad will be revealed on my Twitter. So follow that if you haven't already. I did put my Twitter at the start of the video, obviously, but yeah, at Spills SC. So yeah, give us a follow. Just ticking over 2,000 followers now, which is just crazy. So yeah, this is the team. I bloody can't wait to get into it. It's gonna be a great year, I reckon. I think I planned really well for the buys. You can't have everybody, no Stewart, which is gonna hurt. No Butters, no Gawn, no Flanders. So they're the main ones that I've faded. But I have massive plans to get them all in my team at one point. So this is it. I'll keep you updated. Might do a really quick video on Thursday night of the side if anything else changes, but I don't think it will. I'm just so confident with it. VC and captain for this week. I'm going to VC Tom Liberatore for Marcus Bonampelli, which means I'm not having a VC. I'm not starting a VC. We've got buy players that we can captain. I think this is the last year. Janeth was telling me, this is the last year you want to start a loophole. Unless we don't get Naismith, I will, but that's just because we don't have any other options. So it is what it is. But anyway, that's it for the video. That's it for the team reveal. Can't wait for this year. I wish everyone the best of luck for SuperCoach. It's just it's getting more competitive every single season. But it's good. We wouldn't want it any other way. Got a really nice community and can't wait to smash into the Saw Play too. It's going to be a great podcast. Make sure you subscribe to SuperCoach with DR. He's just ticked over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Absolutely incredible stuff. And yeah, the Saw Play videos are going to be all over that. So stay tuned there. We'll be doing a podcast probably post round one. We'll see how we go. But yeah, I'll leave it there. I won't ramble on anymore in case my computer blows up in this heat. The fan's going off its head. So now's a good time to wrap it up. So yeah, take care everyone. Yeah, have a great season. I'll keep you updated with all things SuperCoach. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next video.